Hello, I'm John Brennan with Robbins Rice Company and Nags Ranch LLC and Cal Marsh & Farm Ventures. I've been working out here in the Yolo Bypass for the last 3 or 4 years trying to figure out how we get the big fish up the bypass and back into the Sacramento River, and how we get the little fish out of the river and onto the bypass, primarily in January. A lot of people have a hard time getting their hands around how this actually would work. So we're out here today with Chris Bowles running the camera. The river is up to 31 feet. We wanted to come out and show you what this looks like now and the water going through what we have in place, which is the fish ladder that's already out here in the bypass. You can see the river is up to about 31 feet. We had some heavy rain pours or downpours probably a week or two ago. It's held this stage for about a week. It's not high enough to come over the Weir, but we are running probably 35 to 45,000 CFS, so it's stable here. And at this level, water is actually filling the fish ladder. It's running at about 2 to 3 feet. Chris Campbell and Raphael are over there trying to get the actual flow. It's running through the fish ladder onto the apron of the Weir, and then crossing out of the apron into the scour channel, which connects to the pond that runs down the east side of the bypass. And then if we get our other projects done, it connects to the Tule Canal. All we're trying to show is that this is what's occurring. It's probably flowing, today, what do we think? It's flowing 20 CFS. It could be flowing maybe 40 or something. We're trying to get something that flows when the river's at 20 feet, a 20-foot stage, 22-foot stage, and something that flows 100 to 500 CFS, so that we can move water onto the bypass and really study how we get fish off of the river and onto the bypass, and at the same time be passing all of those fall run, late fall run, and maybe winter run fish that we've been catching here for the last 2 weeks.
Let's take an aerial tour of the channel linking the Fremont Weir to the Tule Canal at low flows. Here we see an interconnected series of ponds and channels. In places, the channel severely constricts low flows. In other places, ponds have formed. These features potentially pose stranding threats to anadromous fish, particularly during receding flows. Substantial improvements for fish passage through this area could be achieved through relatively simple improvements to the channel. Here we see an aerial view of the junction of the connecting channel with the apron of the Fremont Weir. Flows through the fish ladder spill onto the apron and start to flow into the connecting channel. The flow is around 15 cubic feet per second at this point. Moving west, above the apron of the Fremont Weir, we arrive at the fish ladder through the Weir. This fish passage structure could be modified through lowering. This is the location that fish access both the channel connecting to the Tule Canal via the apron of the Fremont Weir to the south and the Sacramento River to the north. From this view, we can see the interconnecting system of channels between the Sacramento River and the Fremont Weir. One or more of these channels would also need to be modified through lowering and other enhancements to allow fish passage through the Fremont Weir. This view is looking approximately north over the Sacramento River. Moving to the southerly end of the connecting channel, directly over the Tule Canal, we are traveling approximately northwest along the connecting channel. Through this reach, we see a much more substantial channel with less barriers to fish passage. Overall, the footage shown here illustrates how relatively simple an initial pilot project through a Phase 1 implementation process for fish passage could be implemented through relatively straightforward modifications to existing features, using the existing fish ladder and channel connecting the Fremont Weir to the Tule Canal, thus enhancing passage of fish between the Sacramento River and the Delta to the south in both directions. Important lessons could be learned in the near term to inform larger fish passage projects through the Fremont Weir under subsequent phases of the project.